All right. Welcome to our Hatha flow class. It is a sunny morning here, and we're going to start seated today. So you can make your way to your mat. Make sure you have any props that you need available. So either traditional yoga props like blocks and straps and cushions or bolsters, or any makeshift ones that you have, like pillows and couch cushions and tea towels and folded blankets and things like that. And I will meet you on the mat. All right. So we'll start with a nice tall seat. If you need to elevate your hips above your knees with a cushion or a folded blanket or towel, it's often very helpful to get that pelvis in line so that the spine can grow up towards the sky. And then we can shake out the limbs and bring them to a comfortable position. Soften the eyes or close them completely and start to settle into your body. Settle into your seat and settle into your breath. Start to feel the breath, maybe the sensation where it enters and leaves the nostrils. Maybe you trace its path down towards the lungs and then out to the atmosphere again. Tune in to any sensations you have on the skin, the light in the room, sounds distant or near. As we settle into what it feels like to be right here, right now, in your body, in your space. As emotions or thoughts come up, we acknowledge them, but we also don't grip onto them, knowing that everything's transient. Just like weather, just like clouds, thoughts and emotions come and go. And we watch them, recognizing them, accepting them, but also avoiding hanging on to them or letting them define who you are. This week, I encourage you to explore your power in creating your own reality. We notice this every time we step on the mat. that with some movement, some breath, and some mindfulness, we can turn an entire day around. We can make our body feel different. We can make thoughts dissolve. We can calm down our emotions, our energy. If we think that our thoughts, if we think about it, our thoughts create our reality around us, how we experience things, how we perceive things. And so by changing our thoughts, we can change our life, our reality, our luck, how we feel. We do have that power. So let's experiment today. How can we change? How can we really harness the power of our own internal environment to set up the life that we really, really want and deserve? Make sure you also set the intention to move at your own pace within your range of motion. If there's any pain, you back out, find a more comfortable shape. And we find that line between discomfort and pain. There's a lot of growth in sitting in the discomfort, but we don't want sharp shooting pain. We don't want dizziness, lightheadedness, numbness, or tingling in the extremities. So listen to your body. Slowly flutter the eyes open. We'll inhale, reach those arms up, gathering everything you've got. Exhale, hands down through the center. Bow. 2 more of those. And 1 more. Beautiful. Bow to yourself, perhaps set your own intention here. And we'll bring the hands to the knees and start to inhale, draw the chest forward, exhale, curl it back. Just starting to come into some movement through that upper body, even rocking in the pelvis, drawing the belly button in on the way back, and drawing those shoulder blades together, heart bursting forward on the way forward. One more of those, and then we'll go into circles. So let's inhale, draw the chest forward, and then bring it over to the left, right, back around to the left and forward. So imagine stirring up a big pot. And keep following your breath. Let's do 1 more in this direction. And then switch. Exhaling as you come backwards, inhaling as you come forwards, and adding that movement of the waist into it. Our practice is a moving meditation. It gives us something tangible to focus on, to bring our attention to, as it energetically and physically moves stuff through the body, clearing up space for us to be able to choose our new reality. Come back to center. Let's inhale, reach those arms up and keep them up in a Y here. Keep the shoulders on the back, lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. And just feel that space through the torso. Here we'll come into a nice skull shining breath with the arms overhead and really raise our energy. So skull shining breath to remind you, we're going to inhale and exhale completely once, and then inhale halfway and focus on the exhales being sharp out through the nose and really pumping it out with that abdomen. So it'll look like this. So we're really going to harness the power of the breath in changing our energy here. Let's inhale completely. Exhale completely. Inhale halfway. And then let's start. Nice and sharp. Nice and complete expulsions. Your body will work on the inhalations while you focus on ha, ha. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale, exhale completely. Inhale. Interlace the fingers behind the back of the head and lean back, soaking up that sun. We're going to come back to neutral. Release the hands, take the left hand to the right leg, let right arm behind you and twist to the right. Just a gentle twist to wake up the spine here. And then inhale back to center. Right hand on the left thigh or knee. Left arm behind you, twist to the left. And then one more breath exercise, one more pranayama exercise here to also get that energy up. Hands this time will come behind the ears or the back of the head. And as we inhale, we're going to twist to the right. And same thing, a sharp exhale as we twist back to the left, kind of like a sprinkler, one of those old sprinklers that goes back and forth here. So let's do that together. We're going to inhale to the right, exhale. Feel that rib cage loosening up. Feel those twisting muscles. Feel that spine getting a nice twist. If you're dizzy, just keep your eyes fixed on one spot. Beautiful. We're going to keep going here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back to center. Release the hands down. You can soften the eyes or close them. Come to a natural breath. And just notice what happens inside. And then slowly we'll come off our seats and come over onto hands and knees. A few cats and cows here with your breath, inhaling and opening the front body, exhaling, curling and opening the back body. Bring any extra movement you need to in there and see how much of the body you can recruit for this movement. Yes, we're using a lot of the spine and all the accessory muscles and core muscles around the spine, but so much more is at work. We can feel it in the shoulders. We can feel it in the hips. Do 2 more full rounds of cat and cow. And after this last one, we're going to come down onto the elbows. Interlace the fingers here, elbows right underneath the shoulders. You can walk the knees back a little bit. And just as we inhale, bring the nose towards the thumbs. As we exhale, press those hips back. Just getting into the shoulders here a little. We'll do 2 more full rounds of that. Beautiful. And then stay on the elbows here, and we'll just wake up those hips. Right leg comes out behind you, and we make 4 big circles with that right knee in each direction, trying to keep that left leg and that left hip stable and hugged in towards the body, minimizing the sway back and forth, really isolating that right leg, and then other direction 4 times. Beautiful. Come back to center. And then left leg comes up. 4 big circles on this side. Trying to keep that right hip in. Minimizing the sway back and forth. Relax through the head and neck. Really focus on that hip. 4 in the other direction. Beautiful. Release. Curl the toes under, set the hands under the shoulders, and press back into your first downward facing dog. You can pedal it out, shake the head. The great thing about some variety through our yoga classes is that by not being able to predict what's coming next, we really do have to approach our practice with an open heart and not have any expectations. Some of those expectations that really do set us in this predictable reality that gets us stuck sometimes. 3 times. We're going to inhale, come forward into a plank. You can do this on knees as well, coming from plank on knees to puppy pose, or from plank back to down dog on the exhale. 2 more times. Nice and slow. Watch the movement of the shoulders. Again, recruit as much as the body as you can for these movements. The core helps you pull back. Those legs stretch. And the spine lengthens. Beautiful. Let's slowly start to walk up towards our hands at the top of the mat. We'll come into a forward fold here. Let go and release. And whenever you're ready, slowly coming up to standing. Roll those shoulders back. Here in Tadasana, mountain pose for a moment. Feeling the change within already. Let's inhale, reach those arms up. Urdhva Hastasana, exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. 2 more of those. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. And last one. And release down. Hands come to shins or thighs. We look up halfway, lengthen the spine, and then fold again. Do it again. Inhale. Get into this groove where your breath is leading the way. Beautiful. And then fingertips on the ground, left leg steps back behind you, left knee comes to the earth or a pad or a cushion or your folded mat or a folded blanket, whatever you need to make this not painful. And then let's flow back into our hamstring stretch, into our half Hanuman pose. Inhale. Draw the toes towards you of that right foot. Shift the hips back. Exhale, come forward into that low lunge. You may need blocks to bring the floor closer to you. Inhale back. Exhale forward. We're going to do 2 more of those. Beautiful. And now walk the left hand to the left. Right hand comes to the back of the pelvis. And we roll the shoulders on the back, lengthen the chest forward first and foremost, and then start to twist towards the right. If you'd like, you can keep that right hand on the back of the pelvis and continue grounding it down towards the earth, or you might be able to reach that right arm up to the sky, gazing towards it. Beautiful. Come back to center. And we'll do 1 more Ardha Hanuman here, but this time holding and shift those hips back, right toes towards the face. Almost feel like you're pulling that right heel in towards you to square those hips off. Lengthen out through the torso. And then you could stay there, or you could start to walk yourself a little further forward into a fold over that leg. Bend through the right knee, plant those hands, and step back into a plank pose. Maybe it's on hands and knees, maybe it's on hands and feet, or on elbows, wherever you can draw everything into the middle and continue to breathe. Be long and smile. Soften the eyes. Draw the belly button up towards the sky. Ribs are in. And then slowly, let's drop those knees down 3 times, shoulder flow. We exhale, bring those hips back. And as we inhale, we drag the nose along the floor, elbows out to the side, and press up to hands and knees. Use the spine to undulate, a wave-like motion. Use the strength of the shoulders to control the forward motion. And use the breath. After this last one, we come all the way down to the earth. Hands off the floor, feet on the floor. Inhale up to baby cobra and exhale down. 3 more. Again, get lost in the breath. Get lost in the rhythm of the movement. And then hold your last one up. No hands. For 2 more long breaths. Plant the hands, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Next inhale, that left foot can step between the hands and the right knee comes down to the earth or your pad. And then as we inhale next, we shift the hips back, Ardha Hanuman, and we exhale, come forward. All these flows, these slow, mindful flows, really help to get us into our body, into the here and now, the tangible reality of our experience right now. And then our thoughts settle. Once you get back into that lunge, walk the right hand to the right, left hand to the back of the pelvis, lengthen through the torso, keep that left hip back, and twist to the left. You may keep the hand there, draw the shoulders on the back, or perhaps reach that left arm up to the sky, gazing up or down towards the floor. And then come back to center, back into that half splits pose. Bring those hips back. Draw that left heel towards you, left toes towards the face. Lengthen through the torso and possibly fold a little deeper. Slowly bend through the left knee, pick up the right knee off the ground, and step forward to a forward fold, release. Let's bend the knees for our first chair pose, our first Utkatasana. Lots of weight in the heels. This time we're going to keep the body parallel to the earth. Draw up through the abdomen, keep that strong, and reach the arms back behind you like wings. Roll the shoulders back. Palms up to the sky, as if you're ready to ski down a hill here. Bring a little bit more bend to the hips and knees, little more depth. If you want, you could start to reach those arms out forward as well. For the last 2. And the last 1 breath. And now inhale all the way up, reaching tall. Exhale, fold forward. Look up halfway, lengthen. We'll do that 2 more times again. Exhale, fold. Ardha Uttanasana, look up halfway, lengthen. Use that wave-like motion from tail all the way through the head. Last one. And then fingertips to the earth. Right foot steps back. This time, you could come back to bringing that right knee on the ground or keep it off the ground. We're going to flow again, hamstrings. Inhaling, pressing into the left foot and straightening that left knee, shifting it back, exhaling into that lunge. So either Ardha Hanuman or modified pyramid here. Back heel still off the ground. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale back and exhale forward. Last one. Beautiful. And now you can stay here in a runner's lunge or low lunge or hands on the hips, tip the body all the way up. And one more time, a little flow here with either the hands on the hips, or you could add the arms by reaching them up to the sky. We're going to exhale and twist to the left, opening up those arms. Inhale forward. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Beautiful. And now hands down to the earth. We're going to come into that pyramid one more time. Modified pyramid. Straighten the front leg. You may need blocks here. Let's lengthen through the torso. And then perhaps we get to fold deeper over that front leg. And then bend, plant the hands, and step back to your plank. Hold that plank. And 3 shoulder flows, knees on the earth. Exhale back, inhale forward. As we go through our practice, we will notice some of the thoughts, some supportive, others limiting, that come up as we flow. Come all the way down to the earth. 4 times here, hands under the shoulders on the floor this time, baby cobra. Flow, inhaling, coming up, and exhaling, coming down. So as we see those thoughts come up, we don't push them away, but we do get curious. Especially those limiting ones. Last one, hold your baby cobra. Where do they come from? And what can we do to change that thought? What if we didn't think we were stiff or restricted? What if we just went from moment to moment, sensing the body exactly where it was? Come all the way down. And downward dog. What if we created our story moment by moment instead of relying on all the past limiting beliefs we have about ourselves? Sure, they all contribute. Every single piece of us is important in the big tapestry. But it also doesn't have to limit us. Right foot steps forward. And same thing on this side. either the back knee down and we do the same Ardha Hanuman flow, or we inhale, straighten the front knee, modified pyramid, exhale, bend. It does help to bring something underneath the hands and bring the floor closer. Flow with your breath. Last one. And either stay here or come up into a high lunge. Hands on hips or at the heart, or reach all the way up and exhale, twist to the right, open. Inhale, exhale, twist. 2 more. Beautiful. Back to center. Release the hands down. And one more modified pyramid. We'll hold it. Straighten that front knee. Lengthen the torso. And fold. Look forward, bend that front knee, and step to the front of the mat, forward fold. Set up for second set of Utkatasana, chair pose, bend through the knees. This time peel the heart off the thighs so that the torso comes as far up as it can without sacrificing that core strength and stability, that deep bend in the hips and the knees, and lots of weight in the heels. Reach the arms forward if you'd like to go further. Maybe even up towards the sky. For 3. For 2. And one more breath. Come all the way up and fold forward. Very nice. One time, Ardha Uttanasana, look up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fingertips to the earth. And step that left leg back behind you. Spin the left heel to the earth. And then turn the feet to become parallel so that we come into a wide-legged fold here. Beautiful. Walk the hands to the center between both feet. Make sure the feet are parallel. All 4 corners of the feet are pressing into the earth. Come up onto the fingertips and look forward. Lengthen the torso. Exhale. Start to melt the heart down towards the earth. And then let go of the head and neck. The elbows might start to bend out behind you, or you might even start to walk the hands in line with the feet. Shift some of the weight into the toes so that all 4 corners of both feet are still pressed into the earth. We're not leaning back into the heels. Beautiful. And then slowly walk the hands back under the shoulders. Walk them over towards that right foot. Spin up on the back heel. Come back to that lunge and press back into a plank pose. Come all the way down to the earth. Hands under the shoulders, feet anchored to the earth. We inhale, start to pull our chest forward and up, shoulders on the back, neck long. Maybe you come a little bit further into your full Bhujangasana, your full cobra. For 4, 3, expose that heart. 2, and 1. And then downward facing dog. Beautiful. Left foot steps between the hands. Right heel spins down. And again, we walk the hands into the middle, spinning that left foot in line with the right. Coming to a wide angle forward fold again. Come up onto the fingertips, right underneath the shoulders. Get long through the torso. Press down in all four corners of both feet and fold again. Maybe this time you do the same pose. Maybe you can reach towards the outer edge of the shins, the ankles, or even the feet as you draw yourself a little bit deeper into the fold. And then slowly bring those hands back under the shoulders. Spin towards that left foot. And step forward, forward fold. Bend into Utkatasana chair pose number 3. Whatever arm position suits you here for 4, 3, lots of weight in the heels, 2, ribs pulling in and down, 1, eyes are soft, and all the way up. Exhale, fold. Look up halfway, lengthen, fingertips to the earth, right foot steps back, right heel spins down again. This time, we come all the way up into a warrior 2. Find that leg position that allows the front knee to bend to almost 90 degrees, the back leg to be strong and powerful, the torso to be upright and lengthened, arms stretched out like wings, gazing towards that front hand. Go a little bit deeper. And then back hand on the back leg. Left hand comes behind the back of the head to support the base of the skull as you lean back and up, feeling that nice stretch through the left side body all the way up towards the elbow. Let go of your head. Let your hands support it. And then release the arms. Step back to plank. An optional vinyasa here. We come down towards the earth. We drop up into our cobra. And then we come back into our downward facing dog. Warrior 2 to the right. Right foot steps forward. Left heel spins down. We come all the way up. Find that heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Bend the front knee to about 90 degrees. Strengthen that back leg. Torso long, arms out. Gaze towards the right fingertips. And then back hand down the back leg. Right hand comes behind the base of the skull to support the head and the neck. And we start to lean back. Feel that stretch. And then release. Fingertips come to the earth, spin up on those back toes, step forward and fold. Ha. Just hang out here. Release the head and the neck. And then bend the knees into our last Utkatasana chair pose. For 4. Bend through the knees and the hips. 2. Lower abdomen is active and alive. 2. Eyes are soft. And 1. Little more depth. Come all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll stand in Tadasana. Feeling a change in the body. We're going to make our way back into some split preparation positions. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Look up halfway, lengthen. Fingertips on the ground. Left leg steps back. Left knee comes to the earth. And let's shift back those hips into that half splits, Ardha Hanuman pose. So we could stay here. And again, remember, having blocks or something to put the hands on in your belt can be very helpful. We are going to dismiss or slowly acknowledge, but decide, choose to change the thought. If in your head you're saying, well, I can't do splits, let's change that and see what happens when we give it a try. If you'd like to go further, start to wiggle that right foot forward. Maybe press that left knee back a little. Wiggle the right foot forward, press the left knee back. And keep going until you've gotten to your maximum. Again, always helps to have something that you can change the level of beside you. Keep those right toes active. Keep that breath going. As you make your way into your splits, you can do the splits. These are your splits, right? Keep breathing. I know it's a long one. And then slowly start to draw that right heel towards you. Bend into the right knee. And do whatever you need to do between sides. So it might be stepping back into a downward dog. It might be a vinyasa. It might be a puppy pose or a child's pose. And then we'll get ready for the left side. So having props nearby, left foot will step forward. And we'll shift the hips back over that right knee as the left toes pull up towards us. Ardha Hanuman, half split. And then we can see how much further we can go. Start to wiggle that left heel forward. Press the right knee back. Wiggle forward, press it back. Go gradually. Make sure you feel safe at every point. As soon as we start to clench up, and as soon as we start to resist, that's often a sign that we're not feeling safe. It's best to go back a step and reassure the body. Once you've gotten to your splits again, you hold. Close your eyes and see yourself in those splits. In the story of Hanuman, the monkey god, it's quite fantastical. He leaps over to the island in the splits pose. And I can assure you he didn't question himself, or maybe he did, but regardless, he created his own reality to go save Ram. So we leap. And we hold for 2 more long breaths. And then slowly draw that left heel back towards us and do whatever we need on this side. Another vinyasa. Child's pose. Puppy pose. And then slowly we can come down towards our backs. Bring the feet apart, knees dropped in towards each other. Take a moment here, settling in. Notice which parts of your body are speaking to you. Notice the energy flow. Notice your breath, your heartbeat. We'll come into a number 4 pose, walking the heels in towards each other, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, opening that left knee out to the left. You could stay here, or you could start to bring that right leg in towards you, keeping the left knee pressed outwards, keeping that left foot active and awake. See if you can keep the hips even on the earth, back of the sacrum, nice and grounded, even as you draw that right leg closer in. And then that right leg will come down. We'll keep the cross of the legs exactly as is. Pick up the hips a little, shift them to the left, and then let both fall to the right. So we're in an interesting twist here. You probably feel it a lot more through the outer left hip and the leg as opposed to just the spine. You could even gently press that left knee away from you a little. And look towards the left, finding that openness, that space. And then back up to center. Release the cross of the legs that way. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Open that right knee up to the right. And either stay there, encouraging that right knee open, or start to draw that left leg in towards you. Here we're feeling the stretch mostly along the back of the right hip, in the hip rotators and the extensors and the glutes and the piriformis, little through the abductors. See if you can find evenness on the earth, on your sacrum. And then release that left foot to the earth. Pick up the hips and shift them to the right. Let the legs fall to the left, just as is. So you could stay there or even gently coax that right leg away, opening up that space along the side body and maybe even turn the head to the right. And then slowly come back to center. Release the cross of the legs. Do whatever you need to do here. And then we'll draw those knees in and come into a full twist. So knees can come over to the right as we gaze over to the left. Trying to keep that left shoulder down. And back up to center. Knees over to the left, gaze over to the right. And back up to center. If there's anything else that you need to do before your Shavasana, go for it. Maybe a bridge, Sati Bandhasana, maybe a happy baby, maybe just some rocks and rolls and circles as you lie here. And then whenever you're ready, make your way into your final relaxation. It may be a traditional Shavasana, lying on your back, palms open, receptive to all the benefits of your practice, fully relaxed and released. Or you may have another position that allows you to recover and recharge before you move on into the next part of the day. This is not the end of the practice, this is the beginning. As you settle in, notice the space. Notice the breath. Notice the energetic flow, and the sensation of life in each and every part of you. In this space that you've created, in this calm and peace, what else is possible? We have the power to choose. The key is never to push away or ignore our experience, our memories, our thoughts, but to get curious about which ones create more and which ones might be holding us back. And then to consciously choose differently through repetition, we start to change our reality. We start to grow. I thank you so much for sharing this path with me alongside. As we continue to seek to be wholer and more meaningful every day. Make sure you thank yourself for your practice today. And I hope you create a beautiful day. Love and light.